Welcome back to the Better Man Show. I'm your host, John Matuz. I'm here with Coach Michelle Wilson. How you doing, Michelle?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. So, Better Man, right? I got a confession to make. So, we kind of started your program, right? But right when we started it, I went on 2 camping trips, a rafting trip. I had a trade show, and tomorrow I'm going to be going out of town in Ohio. I'll be in Ohio for 3 days, but I'll be on an airplane for 24 hours. So sticking to that program, I just couldn't do it. Right.
Right.
So some guys, you see these shows where it's like, the guy's like, you got to stick to the program. I don't care if you have to quit your job, leave your family, but let's be realistic, right? I've got responsibilities. I got to pay tuition. I've got house payments, all that stuff. I can't just shut down my life for a program, even though it's so super important. So I wasn't like completely bad. I mean, I kind of lived on meal replacements while I was at the trade show, just because I was easy to make. I stuck them in an ice chest and I had them there with me. And then, on the rafting trip and camping thing, I was basically, living on like, beef jerky and water. And, I wasn't going crazy. I wasn't eating a bunch of horrible stuff, but I wasn't being very good either. And I got most of my workouts in, not according to the program, but I mean, it was like, I was doing like caveman workouts out in the woods and picking up rocks and walking around doing that kind of stuff. So this show today is not going to be so much based on the program that we're on with you in your company. It's going to be more of like, okay, say you're trying to be a good person. You're trying to do things right. You're trying to work out, eat properly, but life's in the way, right?
Right.
You had to go out, you're out of town at a trade show, or you got to go out of town for training or whatever you're doing, right? How do you stay on track during those times?
Well, honestly, and like I told you just before this actually prevents so many people from actually continuing on, because they have this plan in place. And honestly, and I'm guilty of this too, when we start a program, we're wanting everything to be perfect from the get-go, and no obstacles, nothing happening that are going to deter us from our plan. And then something happens and then we don't know what to do or to continue on. And then we're stuck in this place. That is very, very common. So I don't want you to feel like you're abnormal in any way. You're John Matuz. You are doing what you need to do to get, to make sure you have a roof over your head and your kids and your family have food to eat, right?
Right.
You're not a bodybuilder. You're not doing this for competition, for finances, or for any financial gain on your problem. This isn't your job to go and work out every single day. So we have to be realistic with it. Again, you went on 2 camping trips, you went rafting, you had a trade show that you were probably on your feet for anywhere from 12 to 14 hours a day. You were completely active. My focus on that aspect would be, okay, what's the main foundation point to get us to our goal? Yes, it's to be active. You were already doing that. It's actually that nutrition part that's where, when really things get really out of whack, out of our control, like you said, you've got all of these things that you have to be doing. Okay, I want you to step back rather than saying, hey, you have to get your workouts in. Okay, I want you to be active throughout the day. That's it. How many of us, I don't have one on now, but how many of us have trackers on our phones? It actually has step trackers. Put it in your back pocket. I want you to hit at least 11,000 steps a day.
Okay.
That's it.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Because oftentimes, how often do we actually get 10,000 steps in a day? Generally, we're getting around 3 to 4.
Yeah.
So even that bump, okay, cool. We've got a physical goal, an active goal that we can hit that's attainable when your schedule gets really busy. Perfect, no problem. Another alternative, if you wanted, in the app, we have body weight at home workouts. If you needed to, when you're traveling, if you don't have access to a gym, if you didn't bring bands or whatever, it's all body weight stuff. Push-ups, squats, all of that kind of thing. So you've got that covered if needed. Then it would be your nutrition again. Okay, if you can just track to the best of your ability, track your nutrition in your app. So at least we know we're hitting anywhere we're around that range of calories that we're supposed to get, no more than 500 plus or minus, right in that range. And then making sure that we're getting enough protein. The benefit of having something like level 1 as your meal replacement is just like you said. You're in a pinch. You can't really, especially at a trade show, it's not like you can just walk away at any random time. You got to stick there. You got to watch your booth and all that stuff. That's the convenience of that. Or even getting like a lot of food companies now, you can actually order ahead and they will deliver your food to your hotel. So
wow, I didn't about
Yeah,
that. That's a great idea.
a lot of food companies do that. So then that way you're on track and you got healthy meals and you're not just having, a protein shake, or you're not just having a bar. Great. But again, we want to try to focus on whole foods. And that's another great option. Or if you have the access or ability to have a hotel room that has a kitchenette in it, and maybe doing just a little grocery shopping beforehand. Boom, boom, boom. You've got your meals right there.
Yeah, that's great advice because, like I said, I felt like, man, I'm not sticking with the plan, but I was kind of doing what I could to stay on it. And I'm sure that people that are watching the show kind of run into that same thing. But
Right.
the thing is, you just can't throw it all away and just go, oh God, you know, I just got, this isn't going to work for me. And that's what's great about your program, because no matter what situation you're in, you can look in there, like you said, you can do the body weight exercises. It gives you hundreds of choices on what you can eat. And next on the next show, what we're going to do is we're going to break down your program on the phone, and we're going to go over it step by step so that everyone can use it. And then that'll be next Thursday. But yeah, so I never lost my my vision of the goal. It wasn't, as I was going through it, I was like, man, this isn't what I want to be doing, but it's what I have to do, and we just have to adapt, right? We can't just give up and cry and walk away and say it's over. And it'd be cool if this was my job, right? Then I wouldn't have to worry about that. But got a real life. So yeah, I appreciate those tips. And so what else? If say I was out camping and doing that stuff, and I couldn't really take too many pre-mixed stuff. What other products do you guys have? Do you guys have bars and that kind of stuff? Or
we've got a lot of stuff. We have the jerky sticks in a bunch of different flavors that there's the cheddar one that's actually my favorite. There's a jalapeno one and a multitude of varieties. And those range, the protein in each of those sticks ranges anywhere from 24 to 26 grams of protein. We do have a number of different bars as well. They're coming out with so many different products. They've had peanut butters coming out. I know there've been talks of maybe some breakfast cereals, but there's some stuff that you can get even at grocery stores, things like Magic Spoon, which is a cereal, a high protein cereal alternative. It might be on the pricey side, but stuff like that are really, really quick and easy and convenient to do, that you can just pack in your bag and really go on hikes. There's a ton of people out here in Colorado. I mean, Colorado's known for hiking for sure, but that love the beef sticks because it's quick and easy just to stick in your bag. Another thing to make sure that you always have on hand is your water. I'm not going to tell you enough to make sure you're getting as close to a gallon of water a day at whatever level you are at, beginner, intermediate, advanced. At least a gallon of water a day. We are so dehydrated individually that it's just, you can't get enough, really.
Right.
Yeah. So that would be really the biggest thing that I would push, would be making sure that you have things like that, like a protein powder or the bars or something like the beef sticks. There's a lot of different, and there's a bunch of recipes on there as well. I mean, I am a sweet tooth girl. So there's ice cream bite recipes that we have in there. There's pizza bite I mean, you name it, we got it, because we are a company kind of founded on fat kid mentality, because a lot of us are former fat kids.
Right.
So we definitely make sure that the taste buds are completely covered.
I think that'd be kind of a cool show, because starting after I get back from this training thing we're doing, I'm going to start really putting a lot more stuff on Facebook. So maybe we can do a cooking class or something, or a quick meal prep, or kind of go over all the different products that you guys have. I'll order a bunch of your stuff, and we can do something like that, and just show people how easy it is to kind of, if we're in a situation like this, where I was for the last couple of weeks, where you can't just get to the market or whatever. You just got to take with you in your backpack what you can carry for that day.
Exactly.
So that might be a good kind of cool show.
A lot of it is going to come down to making sure that you're planning ahead. That's really what it is. Because even with the protein powders, I mean, you can make, excuse me, if you wanted to, you can mix it with oatmeal and have it dry there. So if you're out in the woods or something and you're heating up some water, mix some water in there and you've got flavored oatmeal. Or you can pre-bake cookies, or the energy balls, where you mix a protein powder with nut butter or something like that, and some oats. A lot of things that you can do with it, because it's not a protein that has like your typical meal replacement protein that would have your protein and carbs and fats added into it. It is a primarily protein base, a few small carbs, like less than 5 carbs in a serving. So you can really add it to whatever you want, knowing you're going to be getting a good boost of protein, and then adding your carbohydrates or your fats into it as you need per your meal.
Right.
So that's something, again, it might take a little pre-planning, but having something like that to pack ahead to take with you on your trips. I mean, you can even like make little biscotti cookies with it if you wanted to. So then that way they're a little heartier and can last in your backpack a little bit better than like a muffin or a cookies per se.
That's a great idea. So yeah, that'll be kind of a cool show. And I'll get my wife involved too, because I can't cook, but that's kind of a cool thing to do. And so, like I said, we're going to kind of keep this show a little shorter than usual, but I just want to make sure that, people know that if you're on this program and it gets a little sideways, it's okay. You can just take a step back, keep your eye on the prize, right? And we're going to get there somehow, and that's why we have coaches like you and Al, and, we're going to have this other guy. I can't say his name yet because he hasn't completely agreed yet, but he's going to be a character. So that's going to be kind of fun. But yeah, so I just want everyone that's following the show to know that, hey, there might be some setbacks, but we're still going to keep moving forward. Even if, we take a couple of steps back, we're still going to be moving in that right direction.
Well, and the main thing is to know that, again, like we talked about, we aren't getting paid to go into the gym to do the workouts that you see so many influencers doing on social media today. And that can put, again, it can halt us before we even start. It can stop us before we even start, because we're saying already, well, we can't do that. So why even start? And it's like I said, it's a building process. What can you, in fact, when I was with the fire department, we had a saying called assess, adapt, and overcome. And you have to be able to assess your situation that you're in right now. Can you get in a gym workout? No. I can get 15 minutes of body weight movements in my hotel room right now. All right, boom, we got that. You just adapted that situation and you just overcame your obstacle. That's going to allow you to keep moving and building forward. Maybe not at the pace that you were wanting, but it's still getting in that direction. And that's the main thing that me personally and my brand with Brickhouse Body, that's what I'm wanting to teach people, because I thought that as a bodybuilder for a long time, if I couldn't get in 2 hours of late weightlifting a day on top of 2 hours of cardio a day, I was failing.
Right.
Whether I was competing or not. And I can't do that. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm work as well, and I'm helping other people. I can't do that for them. I can't do that. And that's what I want everyone else to understand as well, that you can still achieve your goals. It's just going to take a little time.
Yeah. And like I said, the reason that I started this show is because, I had this epiphany, right? I had that one moment where I'll never be the same ever again. I don't, it's just, I won't. And, so yeah, even though I took a few steps back, I'm not discouraged. I've been here before, and from the training that you've given me and that Al's given me, I'm getting compliments about the way I look and, the way I'm doing stuff at the gym. And I mean, it's just, I'm already becoming that new person, even though we just started this a few weeks ago. So, I mean, thank you guys so much. And yeah, we'll just keep moving forward. Right.
Exactly. Well, and I have to say, John, you are honestly like the ideal client in that you have that goal. And yes, you know that there's going to be setbacks, but you also have that mentality of it's not for just me. This is me to protect my family, to provide for my family, to be the man of that household, to be that better man that my home and my community needs. And that honestly is, I can guarantee you, is the reason why you have so many of us behind you on this and willing to help you and do whatever we can. So it's because you are the better man that we are here.
Well, that's great. I appreciate it so much. And thanks for taking time out on a Saturday away from your family.
Of course.
Like I said, I'll be back Thursday. We'll do a show. I'm going to bring Coach Al on a little bit. He has some new products he wants to talk about. And then we'll go over your app and just get everyone started. And we're going to start your program 100% on that the day after Friday morning, and just keep moving forward.
You got it. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, hey, thanks everyone for coming out and seeing our episode of The Better Man Show. I'm your host, John Matuz, here with Coach Michelle Wilson, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.
See ya.